Dude, I don't even know where to start because there's just kind of so much going on in life and so much to theoretically catch you guys up on. I guess I wanted to start with the fact that I'm really grateful for everyone who's stuck around and continued to watch over all these years. I know that I haven't been consistent online, especially in the past like 2, 3 years. There's like a lot of layers to all that. There's just been like a lot of life changes for me and a lot of exciting stuff and a lot of time consuming stuff required my full attention, and I haven't been able to keep up with YouTube. I'm in an era where I'm trying to make things easier for myself. When it came to YouTube, I felt like I had to be really professional or really put together or show some kind of like video production competency, even though I'm not a filmmaker and I don't pretend to be. And I make content, but I don't pretend to do it at the highest level. And that's why I'm coming to you here as comfortably as possible, because I just need to make things easier on myself in order to even be online right now, just because I don't have like the bandwidth for a whole lot. And it's not like it's not because of like bad reasons. I want to be a little more just like casual online, a little bit more open with it, because I feel like I'm like harboring secrets with the like levels to which I feel the need to like production value things. You know, it's a little bit of perfectionism, but it's also a little bit of, I guess, me trying to control the brand image and just seem like more put together than I am. From having like a somewhat chaotic upbringing, I'm like trying to not bring that energy into anything in the realm of professional things that I do. But also, like, it's the freaking internet. And actually, being chaotic is a little bit good. And I'm going to just try to, like, be myself going forward. I'm a little bit chaotic. I also like to be swaddled. I like to be cozy. And I feel like in these YouTube videos, I felt like I'm so exposed to the elements. I just haven't been optimizing for myself. And this year I've just been making a better priority of that. I'm growing into my adulthood and I'm just like, why suffer unnecessarily? So I'm coming to you with some really fun updates. Firstly, I'm an aunt. Very recently, I have become an aunt. That's really exciting for me. My parents have become grandparents. So, wow, is that big? Also, I'm getting married very shortly. So this has been a year of marriage prep. And when you do it in the faith tradition that we are doing it in, it's even more prep. So there's been all that. But aside from all that, our businesses have grown a lot this year. So tons of like effort and stuff in that realm. Just to catch you up to speed, God. I do this YouTube thing. Obviously, it's not large enough to be self-sustaining just from YouTube ad revenue alone. And I started YouTube in order to gently promote my online store, Great Lakes Supply Co., which started out with just kind of fun motorcycle related things. As I built it up and as I was able to get enough funding and have enough money coming through to be able to sell motorcycle safety gear, because starting out, didn't have enough money to even buy the inventory. But now things have grown a lot. I've been able to expand the inventory. That's my business. Great Lake Supply Co. I sell motorcycle safety gear and especially motorcycle armor, which that segues me nicely into a really exciting announcement. I'll just tell you now, this is not the only thing I do. I also do digital marketing with my fiance, Dan. Armor has been one of my favorite products, one of my best selling products, a really fun one. And you know what you're looking at, you know, you don't have to like try it on to figure out that you like it. From the kind of armor that I sell, you can just like look at the features and know what's right for you. And it's been really exciting to offer SAS Tech armor, which is imported European armor. It's designed in Germany, that great German engineering. And I really like that armor and it's really awesome. But there have always been just like small little things about it that I'm like, wouldn't it be great if this were like this or if this were like that? And so it's still a favorite of mine. However, you know, I was pursuing all my options and seeing what I could do to have, firstly, armor made in the USA. I just like that fallback. You never know what the world is going to turn into. And also, you know, I'm in the USA and I think Americans need American armor, you know what I mean? So I love my European imports. I'm going to continue doing those. But guess freaking what? I got connected relatively serendipitously with a company called Zoom Bang. Zoom Bang is based in Texas, Katy, Texas, and they have this really amazing polymer. And I feel like I've had polymer curiosity for a really long time. You know, when I went to university, I was interested in like chemistry and biochemistry, not enough to pursue that as a career, but as like a nice hobbylicious science interest. I always liked reading pop sci, you know, the kind of consumer edition of these kinds of technologies. And so it's always been really interesting to me. And I like that a lot of the armor on the market now is slimmer, it's more comfortable, it's more flexible. You can just, it's like a lot of it is lighter weight. But I always felt like I like the idea of it being squishy at rest. I wanted something, and this is feedback I was getting from people too, or like people who didn't ride. They're like, oh, I'd love to wear that while gardening, or I'd love to wear that in the gym as like knee protection. And I'm like, okay, it is quite comfortable, but for like literally being on your knees as an activity, like in gardening, it's not a comfort protector. The armor that I've had so far, they're not designed for that. They're designed for, in the case of an accident, it's absorbing that shock. These are split seconds, these are short periods of time, and it's not quite the same as what you'd want in an anti-fatigue knee protection. So it got me thinking, like, gosh, I need a gel, I need a polymer, I need that moon dough, I need that cool sand that when you crunch it up, it's solid, and when you let it go, it spreads out. I knew that in the back of my mind, I was like, polymer technology is probably it, but I just don't know where to go next. So I very luckily got networked with someone who knew the Zoom Bang team, and I've been talking to them and working with them all summer, and we've been up to some really great schemes. Surprise, I have an amazing product, and let me go get it for you. This is the new armor, and it's so it's so skinny, it's so thin. We've got fabric coating on the front and back. It's Drylex fabric. It's antimicrobial, moisture wicking, and you can put these in the washing machine. That's not the biggest perk, but that's a great perk of these. You can wash gear with this armor in it. This is a joint protector. It's mostly designed for like knees and elbows. Just like the other ones, it'll go in whatever pocket it fits. And if you guys really dig this, I will expand into other types of armor that uses the Zoom Bang technology. We got the notches out, which was a big appeal that I was, figuring out that people liked. It helps contour the protector. And then what this has is the polymer is in these little pouches, because the polymer at rest is a gel-like consistency. And actually, it's technically a liquid. It's much like a cat. It'll move to occupy the amount of space it's given. So they're separated out into these little cells, basically, to keep it in place and to make it the most comfortable for whatever use case. We just, group these things into different shapes and arrangements to consider which joint you want it around. These are ideal, I'd say, for knees, and I wanted to make a knee product specifically so that it could be also a comfort product, so that if you're homesteading, doing tactical related things, if you're gardening, if you're working construction, this is a product that's great for you. And what's so cool about Zoom Bang and their polymer, it's this like secret recipe. It's this cool gray stuff. I'll mess around with, I have some of the loose polymer in a little canister, and I'll show you. It's very like ASMR, super chill, super fun to play with, and kind of a dream. So that's what's in the gel compartments of this protector, and then the back is flat. Super exciting, ultra thin, lightweight, damn near invisible. Every time I have these in, no one knows that I have them in, which is really stellar. And I think that's what's going to make people want to wear them. It's both a combination of no one knows that you have them in, and you forget that you have them in, and it just becomes invisible safety. The polymer itself, so it's a secret recipe developed long time ago, and it's undergone all these different testings and this and that, and it's been trusted for a long time in the athletic world and in the military world. I'm excited to bring this technology to motorcyclists because that's very much the next frontier for them. This product absorbs like 90% of the blunt force that it's hit with, 90%, that's a lot of the blunt force. And guess what? That blunt force can even be a bullet. One of the coolest things I've seen, and it's so funny how casually they did this. This is very Texas of them. They just popped into their warehouse, brought their CEO at the time, and they shot him in the chest with a gun while he was wearing their chest protector with this polymer in there. And he lived to tell the tale, and that same polymer is in here. So if it can stop a bullet, it's good enough for me. And in the event of a spill on your bike, blunt force trauma is what we're worried about. So that's really exciting. It's been awesome working with them. They're really great people. And I hope to go visit their facility and give you guys a tour and talk to the scientists and talk to the people who really know everything about the compound that's in here. But I'm the gal selling the motorcycle safety gear, and I'm really excited to have this in the mix on my website. And this is the armor that I've been preferring to wear because it's everything that I need at the same time, and it's even lighter weight than the other armor that I've been able to provide. So if you're looking for an alternative, and if you wanted something that could be multi-purpose, because I know a lot of you guys do a variety of things. Maybe your riding jeans are also your work jeans, and in that case, it is quite handy to have the knee armor in it. I've gotten reviews from people who work construction, who do floor tiling and stuff, and they'll say, well, I'll ride to the job site and then I'll just keep the pants on and leave the armor in, of course, and then go through the workday because they're really comfortable. They don't add too much bulk, and they protect your knees. And then it's not this whole thing where you got to like strap on a brand new something over the top, and there's all this discomfort from Velcro and extra layers and stuff. If you want something really slim and comfortable and casual, this is the way to do it. And also, I'm thinking like skateboarders. Sometimes you want to literally hide your armor. You don't maybe want your homies to know that you're protecting your knees and hips. And this is another great reason to have super stealth, super thin armor. So that's been really exciting. By the time you see this video, they'll probably be up on the site. I'll go ahead and link those, and you can get and be a part of the first batch of them. Starting small to see what the vibe is, and then we'll likely in 2025 expand the product line, have designated ones for hip that are a little bit smaller because this might be too big for your hip protection pocket, so go ahead and measure, but this will definitely be great for your knee protection pocket and your elbow. I have really exciting, even more exciting things in the works that could be great with them for back protection and a bit of a choose your own size back protector, to give you a hint. So that has been a big labor of love this summer as well. And one thing that I have not really gotten to promote that I've been loving is this hoodie that I'm wearing. My start in selling motorcycle safety gear really took off with the riding hoodies that I used to sell. And I really still love those hoodies, but some stuff happened with like production and with funding and international conflict, and I wasn't able to continue selling the lazy rolling hoodies. So I was looking at other options, and luckily enough, MOTO was releasing their riding hoodie in 2024. So I've had these all year, but I really haven't gotten to hype them up yet for you guys because it's just been such a busy year for me. And it's really funny. Maybe it's not that funny, but I'm just about to go into like a little tangent about hoodies. In our household, Dan and I are always trying to optimize like everything. We just like having the best thing for the job, and we'll do all the research necessary and compare and trial and error to get like the best thing for the job. And so internally, we've had a joke that Dan has gotten his perfect hoodie. And every time I like to like see him like, oh, that's the perfect hoodie. I was like, are you wearing your perfect hoodie today? And it's just, he has the perfect hoodie for him. And I haven't been able to find my perfect hoodie. I grabbed a hoodie from a different brand. I was like, the hood's not big enough for me to feel fully swaddled. The fabric composition is not quite right. It's a little too thick. It's too billowy in this one spot, or, it's not the perfect hoodie. And I was doing some additional research and about to buy the same hoodie that Dan has because he got it from this brand where you can like put in your measurements and they're kind of made to measure. I too could have the perfect hoodie, or I could just steal and borrow his perfect hoodie. And then I went to go ride in this jacket, and I was like, wait a damn second. I have the perfect hoodie. It's this one. But mentally, my like lounge clothes are different than my riding clothes. Then I realized that this hoodie is perfect because it's both. So this is the MOTO Phantom hoodie, which is very funny because that's what the triple flex SaskTech armor is, like the Phantom armor. But this is the MOTO Phantom hoodie, and it's the perfect hoodie. But it's got a really great sized hood. And what's even better about this than the other ones is it's got this like mesh panel in the middle. So I don't know if you can see, but there's 2 zippers. So you can zip it tighter, and you lose about, like an inch-ish of circumference on the hoodie, and then you can shut out some more of the wind. Or you can zip it next door and let this mesh panel be down the middle, and you get a little bit of extra airflow, but then you also just get a little bit more wiggle room if you just want some more room to be cozy. Like if you need to add another layer, just whatever you need. I really like that. I just have always been opening it up to the widest one because I like the airflow this time of year. It's an even better hoodie than the previous ones is the way they did the thumb holes. We'll see how I can do this. So instead of having the thumb hole built into the cuff here, which is very like skateboard nostalgic, it's cute and it helps you get in and out of the jacket. But if you're wearing gloves as well, you're not actually like riding with your thumb through the thumb hole. It's really just to get in and out of it. And then it's just like maybe a little extra lumpy that you don't need. But this MOTO one, it's just this nice, generous piece of elastic that's put inside of the cuff, helps you get in and out of it. And if you want, you can leave it on. And if you don't want, you can just stuff it back down the sleeve. So love that design feature about it. And then the hood's awesome, and you can zip this all the way up, and it's got a higher neck to block out some wind, or you can leave it partially up and let in some airflow. So great zipper pockets. It's got interior pockets, and of course it's armor ready. And what's cool about this is that it is not a cotton outer with a Kevlar inside. This jacket itself is made out of UHM, WPE. I got to double check. Blistex, not Blistex, Durex, Blister Dex. There's like a lot to know about all these different fabrications, and I'm learning so much about materials and stuff, but the blend of this riding hoodie makes it so that it doesn't need an additional layer. It itself is abrasion resistant. So when you pair this with your armor, you get AA protection, and you're good to go for a really safe ride, but then also not look all motoed out when you get to your destination if you want to be casual. I like having both more done up and leather daddy motorcycle options, and I like having more casual motorcycle options. I like that this cruises that great line. It's kind of like tactical inspired. It's very tech wear vibes. Yeah, I mean, it's a very functional jacket. And so I'm wearing the extra small, and then I actually roll under the bottom hem just like I did for the other riding hoodies, just because they're designed for someone with a little bit more torso than I have. When it comes to riding gear, they always give you a little bit of extra length so that your backside isn't exposed to the elements. It's been a good year. It's been a busy year. And I think there's some other stuff that I want to get you guys caught up on. Kind of like medical related stuff when it comes to me, but I kind of don't want to talk about it staring down the barrel of the camera. Honestly, I think I just rather talk about it in a moto vlog. Yeah, I kind of just want to like open you guys up more to my real life and how things are going. And I don't really kind of show struggles in real time just because. And, I want to keep like a healthy relationship with online. So it's not the worst thing, but I just feel like relatively disconnected from the people who watch the channel. So yeah, if you have any questions for me, I'd love to just get everybody up to speed, because I feel like my channel has become pretty vague in the last couple of years. I've just not had the bandwidth to be personable, consistent, transparent. But let's change that up. I'm about to be a married woman. I'm an aunt. Times are changing. It's a crazy year. It's an election year in the United States. So I think it'll all be for the good. I'm not too worried about it all. Maybe I should have mentioned this earlier, but whatever, ain't no time like the present. I made a separate channel. Right now, I just have re-uploaded a video that's also on this channel, but this channel is going to remain the motorcycle related channel with moto vlogs, moto gear, things in that world. But I've created a separate channel that I'm going to intermittently post on that's a little bit more of the rogue things and allows me to explore my other interests. Because I think that's another limitation of this channel that's made me feel kind of uninspired is it's niche down, and I'll post other things, but I don't think this audience on the whole cares as much about that. And I respect your preferences and I will stick to them. So I've created a second channel called Pixel Vine, and that's where just the other stuff happens. Stationery, maybe there'll be some clothing related things, maybe there'll be more, lifestyle vlogs or travel. There's no guarantees for me what's going to be on there. And I think it might be a lot of just miscellaneous. Maybe I'll talk about books that I'm reading, maybe I'll talk about nonfiction, maybe I'll talk about philosophical concepts and stuff, but just so that we can hold this space sacred for motorcycle things, and I can delve into maybe some miscellaneous notebooks, stationery, my little trips to New York. There's a whole other world that I think is shareable, but it just doesn't seem like it fits on this channel. So if you're interested in that, please go ahead and preemptively subscribe to Pixelvine, because then there'll be more of that kind of stuff that you might be interested in, and maybe more personal things and more stuff that's like, as I talk about these medical revelations, I think I will post some content on there, because as I've learned a couple of things about myself and my genetics and things in that wheelhouse over the past few years, I have greatly benefited from being able to watch people on YouTube who have the same genetic mutations, lifestyle needs, blah, blah, blah. So I've benefited so much from watching all that content, and I would like to pass that on, especially if there's not enough of it right now. So that's your teaser for what's to come. And yeah, man, thanks so much. Thanks so much for supporting Great Lakes Supply Co. It means the world to me. It's been another wonderful year, and things will taper off a little bit towards the end of this year, because I'll be going on a honeymoon. I'll be taking on a much needed break, but we're going again full force for 2025, and I'm excited to see what you guys think about this new armor. It's a dream come true for me to have something like truly original that people really need. Well, I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, or until then, ride safe.